What's up, Cougs? Welcome back to a new episode of Coug on the Clock. I'm Mason Fishel.
And I'm Brandon Willman, and hey, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back, too. It's my first time this semester being on the show.
Same here, same
like
here.
10 times last semester. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, our first topic is WSU basketball. We're going to talk about men's and women's. So let's start off with men's basketball first.
Yeah, men's team, it's been a little bit of a disappointing season. After making the Final Four of the NIT tournament last season, it was kind of like hopefully we can actually make the NCAA tournament. But at this current moment, the bracketology, we're sitting at a 2% chance to make it. And I feel like that 2% is pretty generous with how certain games have gone this season. But
so you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
We've had some big wins, but for the most part, it's just been a tough season so far.
Yeah, where are they, 11 and 15?
Something like that. Definitely losing record.
But hey, at least we won the Apple Cup this weekend.
We did.
That was crazy. That was a good game. It was 56-51. Mohamed Gay had a monster performance with 17 points, 15 rebounds, a double-double with extra cheese. TJ Bamba had a good game, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Dubs down. And then they're playing Oregon State as we speak when we're recording. So, yeah. And then they play the smart people at Stanford, and then Cal, then UW and Seattle to finish off the season. So, safe to say, I don't think we're going above 500 this season.
Probably not, but I think that honestly, if we can get we could sweep the Apple Cup on the road, get that one more win, and then honestly, we'll probably make another NIT bid. And since with being in the Final Four last year, I say hey, there's an opportunity we could win it. If we get that sweep in the Apple Cup, win the NIT, I say not necessarily the season that we wanted, but with both those happening, I feel like that would be a successful season, especially with sending off DJ Rodman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I guess we'll see what happens. So let's jump to women's basketball now. They had a hot start.
They did.
Yeah, and then I think this past weekend they lost to number 7 Utah by 14?
Something like that. It was not a close game.
Yeah, but Mira Katete had 18 points and Charlie Sledger Walker had 17 points leading the charge. It wasn't enough to defeat the Utah Utes. But right now they're sitting at a 16-9 record. Definitely better than the men's basketball. Do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, they've certainly been better. We've had some good wins. We beat Arizona. We kind of did get destroyed by the best teams, like Stanford. They really had no problem with us. We lost. We beat Oregon by 1. We lost to UCLA when ranked. We lost to USC. It's just been kind of an up and down season after our hard start, but I think we're still in the last 4 byes in bracketology. But with how women's basketball is in college, it's going to be a great season if we make a Sweet 16. We're not the top teams. We're not UConn. We're not Stanford. So we're probably not going to win a tournament. But Charlize Ledger-Walker, she's been playing good. She had to leave at a certain point in this season, but she's back now. So if she can finish the season strong, I guess she's making a Sweet 16.
Yeah, I can see that too. That'd be awesome if they made the Sweet 16 or better. So, yeah, you ready to move on?
I think next topic.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. All right, our next topic is WSU baseball. It's baseball season. Yeah.
I'm hyped.
I'm hyped for this baseball season. But let's take a summary on last year's team. They went, 27-26. That's 9th in the Pac-12. Not the best.
12-18 in the Pac-12 wasn't the best, but I feel like that just shows how good the Pac-12 is at baseball.
Oh yeah.
With us being a bottom 3 team and still having a above 500 overall record, it's a really tough conference out here.
Yeah, you have Oregon State, UCLA, and what's that? Stanford.
The smart school.
The smart people.
Stanford.
Yeah, the smart people at Stanford. Those are the big teams to beat in the Pac-12. I don't know if we'll even get to that
Yeah.
conversation. But
we're definitely not a top 3 school, but
Not
I
even
think the most
close.
disappointing part of last season was getting 9th and having the tournament be 8. We missed the inaugural Pac-12 tournament. That's just like disappointing to not be able to be there. But with it expanding to 9 teams, and with I see that we will have improvement this year. I think that it's no question we'll be in the tournament this season.
yeah, I just want to throw out some numbers from last season. Our offense was ice cold last season. We were last in batting average, last in slugging percentage, bottom 3 in on-base percentage, last in runs scored, last in hits. You get the picture. It's ice cold on the plate. But however, our pitching isn't the worst. Let me see. Let me scroll down here. So I mean, ERA, it's not terrible. 7th out of the 11 teams in the Pac-12. Opposing batting average, top 5. That's pretty good. Let's see. Wins, the bottom half. Let's see. This is big. Home runs allowed. We're number 3 in the Pac-12. We can't give up the long ball, which is good.
That is impressive, and I think that even more so. Last season we ended on a 13-4 run, which included 7-4 in the Pac-12. We beat ranked Gonzaga 2 out of 3. We beat ranked Oregon on the road. I think that we had some impressive wins to end the season, and like you said, it was our offense. Our offense was definitely the weak point, and we have a couple of transfers coming in. I know we have Stan Brown from the University of Portland, who was his freshman year was all West Coast Conference freshman and second team West Coast Conference as a freshman, which that was 2 years ago. He was a sophomore last season. He did kind of dip back down, hit around 250, but I think that some big things are coming for him this year.
All right. Sweet. The first game in Pullman is March 3rd against Southern Indiana. So I'm definitely going to go watch that game.
Be there.
Be there, be square.
Or be square.
And bring the chair.
All right, next topic. I think that's the signal for the next topic.
Yeah, I think it is. All right. Our next topic is World Baseball Classic. It's here again. It's that time of
baseball
the year.
season. It's
Yep,
baseball
it's still
season.
baseball season. So, yeah, the World Baseball Classic starts March 8th. The first round of the pool games will be starting. Let's talk about some of the teams that are in this thing.
Yeah, I think that the big teams are going to be the U.S. Coming off of their win, the Dominican Republic, and Japan. Yeah. I think that obviously Puerto Rico was second place in 2017. I think that they're older now. A lot of those guys were in their prime or like exiting their prime in 2017, so they're going to be too old now. But the USA, their biggest strength is their lineup, like JT Realmuto or Will Smith, Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Trey Turner, Mike Trout,
yes.
Mookie Betts, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Tucker. But their pitching, it's kind of Clayton Kershaw and a bunch of other guys, especially their bullpen. Dominican Republic, they're well-rounded. They got Machado, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Vlad Jr., Wander Franco, Jeremy Pena, has Sandy Alcantara, Christian Javier. Japan has Yu Darvish and Hiroki Sasaki, Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. They have the reigning MVP in, I think it's pronounced Munetaka Murakami. They have Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs, Lars Nootbaar of the Cardinals. And then Venezuela, Puerto Rico, they can make a run, but I think those are the big three.
Oh, yeah. And just some quick facts about the teams that we didn't talk about. Italy is managed by Mike Piazza, the Hall of Famer from the Mets. And also your boy David Fletcher from
the Los Angeles
LA Angels highlights that team also. Team Canada, highlighted by Freddie Freeman. Who else is on that team?
I looked at it and then I kind of forgot. But Great Britain has Harry Ford.
All right.
And then I don't know a single other player on that roster.
Oh, Bo Naylor for
Team Canada.
Team Canada, yeah. Matt Brash,
that's who it was.
That's right.
Hopefully he can actually show some promise.
Yeah.
So I think we should do a quick prediction for who we think will win the World Baseball Classic, and then we can jump into our division picks for MLB.
Yeah. All right. Let me go back. So I think, I mean, since Dominican Republic and the U.S. are in the same side of the bracket, I think those will be the final 2 teams from that side.
Yes.
I think Dominican Republic has the pitching to get by the Team USA. So unfortunately, I will have to go with Dominican Republic on that side of the bracket. And then, let's see, I might have to go Japan on this one, on the other side.
I think that we agree. I think it's going to be Japan DR. I have the DR coming out on top.
Yeah,
just because of how dangerous that lineup is.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, right on time actually. All right, yeah. Let's move on to our MLB offseason. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like we said, I mean, spring training is also here. It's happening during the World Baseball Classic, so we probably won't be able to see the big names in spring training.
Yeah,
but
there will certainly still be quite a few people. People coming back from injuries. I know Nestor Cortez he came out of the World Baseball Classic, but he'll probably still come back for spring training. I mean, the guys who are filling out the rosters, they're going to get their reps in. It's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
And honestly, it'll really help with those guys who are at the World Baseball Classic. Everybody's going to be getting reps instead of just the stars.
Exactly. We get to see some top prospects too. So, yeah. Let's do some early predictions, like way too early predictions.
Way too early. We haven't even seen them.
Way too early. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. We'll start with the AL, and then you'll go, and then we can go back with
let's do that.
So for the AL West, I'm gonna have the Astros winning the division. I don't think it's. I think the Mariners could potentially make a run, but I just think the Astros are too strong. They added this offseason rather than subtracted, which is always crazy for a defending World Series champion. At the Central, I have the Minnesota Twins. They had a plus 12 run differential last year. They brought back Correa. They traded for Pablo Lopez. I think that they're going to make the jump. I think that they're going to make the jump. The East, I just have the Yankees. It's kind of a boring pick, but the Evil Empire, they were on pace for the greatest season ever at one point last season. They brought back Judge. They're going to be good. And then my 3 wildcard teams, I have the Seattle Mariners, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Baltimore Orioles. I got the Orioles. I got Adley Rutschman being the greatest catcher in the MLB, and I have them making the playoffs. They're going to squeak in over the Rays, over I don't know who else, the Guardians, the White Sox, the Angels.
No way.
The Orioles are going to make it in.
No way. Jeez. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn now. So in the AL West, like you said, the Astros, they're unstoppable. I'm going to have them win the division. In the AL Central, I have the Guardians. I have the Guardians. But, I mean, I don't think they subtracted from the offseason, did they?
They didn't really subtract. I just think that it's a weak division.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just a weak division.
Yeah, it's just a weak division in general. But, yeah, I have the Guardians in the Central. And then in the East, I have the Yankees. Now for the wild card teams, I have the Mariners, the Blue Jays, and the Angels. No bias here.
No bias.
No bias here at all. I think, now hear me out. This could be the Angels' year.
Okay.
It's in the script, right? It's Shohei Ohtani's last season.
Before he leaves.
Before he leaves. Mike Trout's trying to talk to him to stay on the Angels. Come on.
We didn't even get to the
We're going to
NL.
go overtime on this one.
We're going to go overtime?
We're going to go overtime on this one. But, I mean, in my notes too, I also have the Orioles. I said maybe the Orioles as the dark horse. They have so many prospects that are being brought up, like Gunnar Henderson, Grayson Rodriguez. Who else?
They just have a lot of young talent.
Yeah. I was looking at like the top 100. Like the top 25 of them are Orioles players, I think. So
I think the NL is even more like open. I think the AL has a lot of teams that could make it, but the NL is kind of just like the NL Central has. It could go honestly a lot of different ways. The NL East, I think the NL kind of has a lot of really, really good teams and a lot of pretty bad teams.
Yeah.
So I think that we could potentially have very similar lists or just different lists.
Okay.
So for me, I'm gonna go the order I think is the least surprising. NL Central, I have the Cardinals. I think with Arenado, MVP Goldschmidt, Lars Nootbaar taking a step forward, pitching coming back from injuries. I think that they're just going to take that leap, get past the Brewers. Cubs, I want the Cubs to do well, but I don't think they're going to be winning a division. NL East, I have the Braves. I think that they lose Dansby, but Vaughn he's gonna step into that role. Their lineup is insane. Their pitching is insane. The Braves just kind of know how to lock up talent. The NL West, I have the Padres winning the division.
Wow.
I don't have the Dodgers. I don't have
Why
the Dodgers
not?
winning. They lose Trey Turner. Kershaw's getting older. Everybody's just kind of getting older.
They still have Mookie Betts.
They still have Mookie. They're still insane.
They just got JD Martinez.
And they do have the hitting whisperer as their hitting coach. So
Exactly.
I could see it. I just don't want it to happen. But I do have the Dodgers as one of my wild card teams. I have the Phillies as a wild card team. And instead of the Mets, instead of anybody else, I got the Chicago Cubs making the playoffs as the third wild card team with Dansby Swanson, Cody Bellinger having an all-star. Cody Bellinger having an all-star
fell off
season.
the face of the earth and then comes back with the Cubs.
And then Marcus Stroman, dark horse Cy Young.
No.
Dare I say? Just kidding. That's a joke.
That's a joke.
He's going to be the fourth best starter on that team.
Jeez. All right. Well, okay. For the NL East, I have the Phillies winning the division. I think getting Trey Turner really sets them over the edge to make that next step to being World Series contenders like they were last year. And then for the Central, I agree with you, the Cardinals. NL West, I still have the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're still on top. I'm sorry. Padres are going to find a way. I'm sorry. They're going to find a way to not win a division. You're just going to make the wild card.
They're going to be on pace for 140 wins and then end up with 70.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what they do.
Or end up with an even record, so we'll see. But the wild card teams I have in the NL, the Padres, like I said. I have the Mets.
Yeah.
Come on, just give it to them. just give it to them. I don't care if they only, if they get swept in the wild card round. Just give it to them. But and then I have the Braves. Because, like you said, they know how to lock up talent. But I just think the Phillies are just better than both of those teams.
I do feel that yours is a little bit more realistic with the Dodgers winning the division, with the Mets actually making it. I do find that interesting though, because I think the Phillies, the Braves, and the Mets are three of the best teams in the league, and they're in the same division. I think that's kind of crazy. I think that you put any of them in the NL Central, they win over 100 games.
Oh yeah, easily.
So it's just it's an interesting thing how alignment is in this current day and age.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot. We didn't talk about this earlier. World Series.
World Series. All right. I got the Phillies. Just kidding. I got the Padres making the World Series, and I have them going against the Yankees. I think it's gonna be a boring World Series. But I do actually.
Such a based World Series.
I would love the Yankees to win their 28th. I just couldn't imagine how amazing those fans would be. I have the second worst fan base. I got the Padres winning it all.
Jeez.
I think that they'll let Tatis come back with open arms, and they're pitching with Darvish, led by Darvish. They're hitting, which is probably the greatest lineup in the MLB. I think they're just gonna win it.
All right. Well. Out of the AL.
Don't say it.
I have the Astros.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the Angels.
Psych, I lied. It's the Angels this year. You think I'm lying? No, I'm not. It's the last dance for this entire franchise before it blows up. It's the Angels out of the AL. Sue me. I don't care. I do not care. Sometimes it's not the best team. It's the hottest team. And the Angels will be that team come October. Oh man, I'm so excited. And then for the NL, I have the.
You have a 70-win team in your World Series. You have a 70-win team in your World Series.
They're not going to win 70 games. I have the Phillies. Angels, Phillies game. It's going to be going 6 games.
6 games?
6 games.
Are you going to have the Angels winning?
Yeah. It's too early. Okay, so it's too early to predict.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
That's a great pick.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you. I think I think it's a good dark horse selection. Anyways, I think it's time to go on to our next.
Yeah, I
subject.
think so. I think this is the perfect into our nerd. Would you like to introduce the new
Let's go
term?
to our next topic. Let's talk about the NFL offseason, shall we?
Yes, please.
All right, so let's talk about some big news coming out of the NFL. Obviously, the Super Bowl. Yeah, sure, the Chiefs won. They're basically the next Patriots. Let's move on from that. Aaron Rodgers, as we speak, is in a darkness retreat.
Is he? It's still going on.
It started
Monday?
today, I think.
Or it started today?
No, it started today.
Oh, I see.
He said on the Pat McAfee show that.
Yeah,
it's
I
on
thought it
Thursday.
started Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird scenario going on in Green Bay. I think that as every offseason, the QB carousel is the big thing. I think Rodgers will come back out of his darkness retreat or whatever he's calling it, and he'll request a trade. I'm kind of hoping he will, because I think that he'll go to the Jets. Maybe Derek Carr being released, and then there's so many drafts QBs. There's Will Levis, there's C.J. Stroud, there's Bryce Young, there's Anthony Richardson. There's some old guys. There's Hooker, Stetson Bennett, Hannah McKee, Max Duggan, and then even like Geno Smith isn't guaranteed to go back to the Seahawks. Lamar Jackson, no extension
He could be
yet.
a New York Jet.
He could also be. The New York Jets are gonna have they have Rodgers, they have Carr, they have Jackson, and they're gonna end up with Stetson Bennett.
That's crazy. But I think, I don't know, depending on how the Niners deal with their quarterback situation, I can totally see Aaron Rodgers coming back home.
That's gonna be weird when Tom
the
Brady
San
comes out of
Francisco.
retirement again.
Okay, that's
and goes
crazy.
To the San
No.
Francisco 49ers.
Please, just stay out of retirement, man. Please.
Uh,
But Derek Carr, yeah, you talked about him a little bit. Where do you think he's going?
Honestly, I think he goes wherever Rodgers doesn't. So I think that a team will go after Aaron Rodgers, and if they don't get him, Derek Carr's kind of like the worst Aaron Rodgers. He's like the backup option. So if the Jets don't get Rodgers, they'll go after Carr. I think that's just kind of how Derek Carr's situation is going to go. It's going to just be like whatever team can't get Aaron Rodgers.
He's just basically the bottom of the barrel for the QB carousel.
Kind of. It feels like it, because I think a team would rather have a C.J. Stroud or a Bryce Young. They'd rather have try to get a Lamar Jackson if they can, or trade for a Rodgers. I think he's just kind of like what team needs it? Maybe an Indianapolis Colt.
Yeah. I'm glad you actually mentioned the draft, because I wanted to talk about what the Bears are going to do with their first round pick. Yeah. I mean, they have the number 1 pick. They already have Justin Fields, so I can totally see them just trading their pick to the Colts, like you said, to get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. We'll see, but yeah, what do you think?
I think that the Bears will certainly be. I think they'll be trading back. I think that they've shown commitment to Hurts. I think that they want to stay committed. Not Hurts. Oh, Fields. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, but
I think that they're going to trade back. They think that Fields is their QB of the future. Is that true? Probably not. I don't think he's as good as they think he is, but I do think they're going to trade back, probably to still a top 10 pick, but just back a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna go overtime still, but Sean Payton is now the new Broncos head coach. I think that's a good hire for the Broncos. I think
that was the best hire they could have made. I still think Russell Wilson is good. I think that last year was more of a fluke than anything. I think, yes, it was nice as a Seahawks fan to see him struggle a little bit, but I think it was more of a Nathaniel Hackett thing more than anything.
I think so too.
So I even think that they could probably make the playoffs next year. Will they? I don't think so, but they're in a tough division.
They are.
If the Raiders get Rodgers, Herbert, Mahomes.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough division to compete with.
I think that they're going to be worse than the Chargers, but I think that it could be a three playoff team division.
Yeah, I think so. Also, the Eagles losing both their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator to leave for head coaching jobs. The offensive coordinator, Shane Steichen, is now the new head coach for the Colts, and then Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, he's going to be the head coach for the Cardinals. So it's going to be interesting how the Eagles will replace them and see if they're still that Super Bowl team that we saw this past weekend.
I think they will be. I think that they're a very talented roster. But I do think in like 2 to 3 years, though, they're going to go back down with having to pay all those players all around the same time. I think that they're going to go back to being middle of the division. I think it's tough being in the Cowboys division because the Cowboys always pay for talent. So I think that the Eagles, they can win next year, but after next year, it's going to be really tough to stay at that top level.
Yeah, I think so. But, yeah, we'll see how that division plays out next year. I'm not going to talk about the Cowboys from now on until September.
Good idea.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our show. Oh, wait, we have birthdays.
Come on now.
That's right. My bad. We have to embrace tradition here. So this is birthdays for the weekend. Oh, speaking of, as we're recording, it's the weekend's birthday.
Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you. All right. So this weekend, happy birthday to Michael Jordan, the GOAT of GOATs. I don't care about LeBron. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Happy birthday, Ed Sheeran. The Ed Sheeran. Yes, the ginger. Happy birthday to Billy Joe Armstrong.
My favorite athlete of all time.
No, that's he's the lead singer for Green Day. Rest in peace. Also, happy birthday to Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for the Foo Fighters. You will be missed. Your son is carrying your legacy. You have any birthdays?
Mary the First of England apparently was born on February 18th, so rest in peace to her highness, I think.
Your Highness.
Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Dre turning 58. Another one of my favorite athletes of all time. And then Millie Bobby Brown on Monday or Sunday. On Sunday.
Yes.
So those are my birthdays.
Isn't Nikola Jokic? Isn't his birthday on Sunday? The Joker?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the 19th on famous birthdays.
Dang.
Behind the likes of these
Don't
random
even say
people
it.
that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And
right.
Jeff Kinney, Diary of a Wimpy Kid author. So happy birthday to all of you. If you're watching, I really hope you are.
Okay. All right, that's the end of our show. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to check out all of our social medias at Wazzu Sports Network, at Wazzu Sports Now on Twitter and Instagram. Check out our merch store in the link in our bio. What else am I forgetting? Oh, check out all of our other Cable 8 shows on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comments, all the spiel.
I think that's it, though.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Thank you, Fish.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Stop shaking my arm so much.
I can hear your elbow crack. That's crazy.